Hey everyone, how's it going? This is the Bald Metal Nerd coming at you with another brutally honest product review. And what is a brutally honest product review? Well, it's very simple. Basically what it means is I get no discount on this item. This was not provided for review or anything of that nature. This is something I bought with my own money completely, so I can tell you if it's worth a damn or not. I have no influence. The manufacturer has no influence over me. So what are we looking at? We are looking at some true wireless earbuds. These are a fairly popular model on Amazon. They were $50, so not cheap, but you know, not outlandish either. They're Kissral, Kissral wireless earbuds. Yeah, and it says on the back, compatible with most devices. Hi-fi tone quality, smart touch, waterproof, connect two mobiles simultaneously, comfortable fit, and CVC noise reduction. Ooh, mode X11, how exciting, right? Gotta love these product names on this Chinese. I assume these are all just Chinese brands, but whatever. I mean, if it's a good product, I don't care what it is. So we got a slip cover there. We got, ooh, smart headset, exciting, right? So let's get the thing out of here, maybe. This is what happens. Come on. There we go. Alright, look, we got felt on the inside of the lid. That's super deluxe, I guess. I assume those are gestures for what to do for controlling playback and stuff of music. Quick user guide. We of course got the main event itself, but we'll go over that lastly. We got user manual. We got, what the hell's in here? Empty. Oh no, there's something. A micro USB. Whatever. I don't really need this. I have a million of these cords, but nice that it's included. And of course, got the main event itself. The actual case, charging case, holding case for these things. So let's get a look at it and see what we think here. How's it open? Just lift up. Does it? Be right back, guys. Okay, guys, apparently I was overcomplicating things while I was trying to open the case. It's really not too hard. It just has that. So there you go, right? We'll get to the. We'll take a look at the outside of the case real quick here. Yes, I will get to this display, obviously. This here is USB. I'm assuming output for power, because I'm pretty sure you can use this thing as a portable battery as well, which I will be talking about when I really read the manual and everything a bit more in depth. But yeah, I think you can probably recharge your phone or anything with this. It's part of the reason I got this is because it came with such a large battery bank. So there's that. That's power output, and that is there's another USB port on. Oh, there we go. That's to charge the case essentially. So there you go, right? And the earbuds themselves. I assume that 83% is telling me how charged the case is. So you want to charge your earbuds, you just pop them in thusly. And thusly. And there you go. I'm sure these have enough of a charge to test them out. So yeah, which is I really like the fact this has a display. You can tell where some of the money, the $50, went into making this a little more than a ultra cheap pair. The real question is going to be how comfortable are they in the ear and how do they sound. That's going to be a pretty important barometer as well. So, but so far I do like the user experience. So we'll go ahead and take a closer look at the earbuds themselves. This is the left. It's red. That's the earbud itself, obviously. So, whatever. Let's go ahead and I'm going to stick this thing in my ear. See how it fits. Fits nice and snug. All right. Let's try the right one. Take a look at it real quick. It's blue. Exciting stuff. Alright, and we'll stick that one in the left ear. These things are in pretty snugly. I think you'd have a hard time losing them. I was just moving my head a bit vigorously. I'll show that on video here in a little bit. But I don't think they're going to pop out on you with a quick ridiculous test I just did. So, alright, let's go ahead and I'm going to pair my phone here. Go ahead and unlock. Okay, we're unlocked. So let's go ahead and pair this thing. Let's go into my Bluetooth settings here on my phone. Bluetooth. Let's see. Printing. Alright, let's go into my Bluetooth devices. Sky Free. Okay. Pretty sure it's the one called Sky Free. The other device is another review I'm actually working on right now, but we'll do Sky Free. Yeah, sure. We'll allow the access. Why not? Okay. Apparently it has 30% battery on it. That's enough for a quick test. Let's play some music here. Alright. Guess I'll go ahead and add this as a trusted device. Okay. Oh, actually hit. Well, I can tell you. Oh. I accidentally popped. I could tell you out of the box, the sound quality is nothing special. Also, the volume is not very high. Sound quality, meh. And again, the volume is disappointing as well. But they do seem to do the job for sure. What happens if I just take one out of my ear? Okay. But let's be honest, I did not buy these things for the sound quality, essentially. I'm gonna have to really test these things out and let you know exactly what I think. But the sound quality is decent. It's certainly not what I would call bad by any stretch of the imagination, but it's also nothing to write home about either. Probably the biggest disappointment is just so far the lack of volume on these things. So I'm gonna have to read the manual, see if I can get these things to perform any better audio wise before I really pass a verdict on these. Plus, of course, I'm gonna have to test their runtime, the whole 9 yards. There's a lot of testing to do with these things before I render a verdict. But initial impressions are kind of mixed. I think this will be a decent product, but I'll let you know, obviously, my full thoughts on it. So I'm going to probably take a few days, actually, to really dive into these things before I reach any conclusions. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Okay, guys, here we are a few hours later. I did manage to get to charge the case all the way up and the earbuds all the way up, and I did overcome the volume limitation. Well, you know, I did something novel and I read the instructions. So anyway, just to show you that this thing is fully charged up, let's go ahead and we'll pop open the thing. Now, if I pull these out, they'll just automatically repair with my phone, but I'll just show you guys here. Push down. You can see it says 100%, and we're not really charging. Just give it a second. The charging light will go off on the earbud. It already went off on the right earbud, and it went off on the left earbud because these are fully charged up. So, without further ado, let's pull these things out. And get them in my ears again. Here. And it's already playing music. And it's quite a bit louder than what I was saying in the other part. The other part of my video. Because, well, the way to increase the volume on these is you got a few different commands you can do on the earbuds to if you just tap it once, it just like play pauses, but if you hold it in, that basically on the left, that increases your volume. And right now I have it maxed out, and it's pretty decently loud. It's not ridiculous. It's not going to blow your eardrums out, which is good, but I actually like to listen with, at least paired to my phone. The way I do it is I like to listen with the earbuds all the way up, but my Bluetooth volume down one notch on my phone. That's how I like to listen. That's a fairly comfortably loud listening volume, so, and it gets plenty loud like that. So I went ahead and turned the Bluetooth on my phone off. I actually got another device here. This is an old one. This is an iPod Nano with a slightly messed up screen. I'm going to pair the Bluetooth to this, and just to see if there's any sound quality difference between devices. So let's go ahead and... Okay, guys, here's what the earbuds look like in your ear. Pretty self-explanatory there. They go in nice and tight. They do a pretty decent job of blocking outdoor noise. I'll do a shake test with my head. I know, a little wacky, but as you can see, they're not dislodged. These things, you know, here, let's, probably aren't going to pop out of your head too easily wearing these, which is good. They're nice, snug fit. They're not uncomfortable. So, they do the job on that. So, that's what they look like in ear. See you guys with the verdict. And yes, I know someone's going to ask, so I will show this. The earbuds are in the case charging, while I am simultaneously charging my phone. As you can see, we got the charging light on my phone. Okay guys, I'm going to show off some of the things you can do with just interacting with the earbuds themselves. So I'm going to go ahead and play some copyright-free music. And is it playing? Oh. There we go. Should be able to hear that, sort of. Right. Now I'm going to go ahead and tap. I'm going to go ahead and tap on this earbud here. And as you can see, that paused the music. And I'm going to go ahead and tap on the other earbud, and that should resume it. There we go. Let's pause it again. And the play pause works with either earbud. Okay. Now, as far as if you're listening like in a media program like Spotify or whatever, that lets you skip, go forward and back with tracks, you would skip a track by double tapping on the right bud, and to go back a track, double tap. Oh my goodness, double tap on the left bud, and you also can adjust a volume this way. So I'm going to go ahead and resume the music. If you want to lower the volume on the earbud, what you do is on the left earbud, I'm going to make sure I'm doing this right. If you simply hold the earbud, that will decrease the volume. It may be a little tough to hear on the video, but I can tell you that that is most definitely less volume. So essentially just, I just paused it. Essentially just hold down on the pressure pad there. So, and if you want to maximize the volume, you just do the same, or turn it up, you do the same thing on the right earbud, and I'm going to go ahead and do that. Maybe. There it goes. And when it's maxed out, you get a tone. It just beeps in your ear when it's turned up all the way. So those are a few of the commands you can do with the earbuds. If you want to answer a phone call, you just double tap the buds, things like that. So, and I think triple tap, maybe just bring up voice assistant. Yeah, it does. Triple tap brought up my Google Assistant. So there you go. And as you can see, it's picking up my random voice. So yeah, you can definitely do some things with the earbuds. So I just wanted to show that off. And I'm going to be right back with some final words about these earbuds. Okay, so what are my final thoughts on these earbuds? Well, I can tell you after living with them for 4 days, they're a lot better than they were when I first tried them out, right? The first thing I'm going to talk about is sound quality. When I first tried these earbuds out, I was completely underwhelmed by the sound quality. I was like, okay, yeah, they're not distorted or anything, but they just don't sound very good. And the reason for that, actually, ironically, were the earbud tips that ship on them. They're just not very good. As you can see, I put different earbud tips on these, and that made a huge difference in the sound. Totally transformed these from completely mediocre to fairly decent. I'm just going to show you some earbuds I compared them to. I just have some very cheap Asus earbuds that came with my phone, right? And these were actually the earbud tips that came with these originally, right? So I compared them. Now, I to be fair, I compared them with my Asus earbuds with my stock, because these earbud tips came from these earbuds, right? So I compared them to the Asus ones, and I'm like, well, the Asus have more bass on them, but the Asus earbuds sound kind of terrible. I mean, it sounds like, for lack of a better term, that, you know, it's underwater or whatever. Just fairly poor quality music from these Asus earbuds, right? Which is not surprising considering they were free and they came with my phone. I expect very much out of them. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to try the earbud tips from my Asus earbuds on the Kissrals. And I have to say, I was, when I did that, I actually got bass reproduction on these things. It was sorely lacking before, right? So that was a huge benefit to swapping out. The overall presentation of the audio got way better, and it absolutely blows these things away, right? These actually sound a little bit better with these smaller earbuds on them, but they're still not good. I mean, they're still just free, cheap earbuds. I'll probably I'm just going to save these for my 9-year-old in case her earbuds break. I'm just going to give her these, and that's that. That's the purpose of these. The end, right? So, another question people are going to ask, are these as good as AirPods, or better, or whatever? Well, I don't own AirPods. Because, well, I'm not willing to spend, $150, $200 on a device like this, right? But I do have EarPods, which basically, from my understanding, sound the same as the first generation. I know these aren't comparable to the AirPods Pro. I've never heard the AirPods Pro, but these are fairly comparable to the first generation AirPods, right? So, there you go. And do these sound better than these, or worse, or whatever, with these new earbuds on them, or earbud tips? They sound roughly equal, because, to be fair, the earpods are fairly decent earbuds, right? They're like some of the better earbuds on, low-end earbuds on the market. They're fairly good for what they are, and with these better earbud tips, sound way better, and they sound about as good as the EarPod. So my assumption is, sound quality wise, they're roughly going to be on par with the AirPods, at least the first generation AirPods, I guess. Right? So as far as which one you prefer is going to be down to personal preference. But if you do get these, for God's sake, definitely, I say this 100%. Get different earbud tips. You will thank yourself. Yeah. Otherwise, these won't sound very good. And that's that. So I wanted to really talk about the sound quality because I felt that's obviously one of the most important things when it comes to an audio product, right? So the sound quality is definitely acceptable. Is it totally high fidelity? No, but it's pretty good. It's definitely good enough for casual listening. There's nothing offensive, and they sound pretty good overall. Pretty good, I would say. So there's that. Now, oh, and also, yes, they do fit in the case just fine with the bigger earbud tips on them. No problem. As you can see, they fit, they charge. They don't mind having the bigger earbud tips on them. So, the other question we're going to ask about this thing. I tested these things, basically. I played them on full blast, right? I think there's a claim that these things can run on 10 hours per charge. That might be true, but oops, that'd be listening to these things at 50% volume, and at 50% volume, they're not very loud. I was driving these things at full blast, right? Volume turned all the way up. Basically, what I did is I just, turn these things up full bore, and just let music play through my I didn't have them in my ears the whole time. I just let music play through them. the whole time, and they last somewhere between 5 and 6 hours. Somewhere in that ballpark. I don't know exactly, because I would basically check them every hour on the hour to see, hey, are they still working? Hey, are they still working? And sometime between hour 5 and 6, they don't. And essentially what happens, funny enough, is the left bud dies first, right? Sometime between hour 5 and 6, the left bud gives up the ghost, right? There's no more battery juice. The right bud keeps going. So I'm just gonna say, known for battery life, I'm gonna say 5 hours per charge, which is pretty good, right? It's certainly gonna be enough to get you through most work days, because let's be honest, at work you're probably not going to be listening to your earbuds the full 8 hours there. At least I hope not. You know, so it'll probably get you through most work days. It should get you through chores around the house, hiking, whatever. I mean, it should get you through. The battery life on these is certainly pretty good and should get you more or less whatever you need. So now we're going to talk charging time. Well, when I ran these things completely dead, I put them in, and they charge basically in an hour and a half from, dead to charged. Hour 25, but we'll just round it to an hour and 30 minutes is what they take to charge, which isn't bad, right? So how many times can you charge them in the case? Well, each time I did it, because I actually did it twice. The first time I ran these things dead and recharged them, when I was done, it said there was 90% capacity in the battery, right? So roughly 10%, okay? Now, the second time I did it, it took it down to 87%, or, so maybe, even though when I charged the case, it said 100% both times, who knows? Maybe the one time I charged it, there was slightly more juice in the case. I don't know. I'm going to say it uses up roughly 10% each time, you run these things dry, right? So you could get maybe up to 10 charges out of these things. I'm not going to say you'll definitely get 10 charges. I'm going to be realistic and say you'll probably get somewhere between 8 to 10 full charges out of this case, which is insane. I mean, because if you think about it, you get 5 hours of good time each playback, right? So if you get 10 times, that's 50 hours of playback, right? That's a lot. Even if 8, that's still 40 hours of playback. That's a lot. So, and as far as how much battery capacity is in it, 3,000 milliamp is the battery capacity of this case. So basically the same as a smartphone. You could basically charge your smartphone up on. Basically, you can either charge these earbuds 10 times. Well, 8 to 10 times, or charge your smartphone on this thing, whatever, right? Either thing, you could use it for either thing. So that's why I really like this product. It's really versatile. It sounds pretty good, and it's $50, right? As opposed to the crazy prices that Apple charges. So do I recommend this? Absolutely. I give this a big recommendation / thumbs up. That's basically it. I will link to the Amazon listing in the video description below. Full disclosure, if you go there, I do get an affiliate kickback from that, so that would really help the channel out. If you are interested in getting this, please get it from that link. If not, no worries. I hope you enjoyed this. That's basically it. If you did like this, thumbs up. If you don't, thumbs down. If you're new to the channel, which these reviews tend to bring in a lot of new people, take a look around the channel. If you like what you see, subscribe, all that stuff. Thank you so much for watching, and live long and prosper.